are driven by the finer things. I see more than materials and wealth. What have you got to give to me? What I don't already give myself. You are driven by the...
Hello, welcome to a brand new episode of Illuminated DiiSCLAIMER. My name is Sydney and it's a pleasure to have you back on my page, contributing and giving me more scope to live out this YouTube channel in a kind and fresh way. In the meantime, I hope that you're finding new and inventive ways to bring some illumination into your life. So today I wanted to talk about visualization techniques in order to manifest your goals. Now, I'm going to use just a brief overview of my history. In the past, I wanted to do a lot of things in my life, but I didn't know necessarily how to get to the step of making them a reality. But what I realized was that everything in this world that you see is created by thoughts. You know, everything that has been ever conceived came from the thoughts. People made the wheel, people made fire, all these things were by thoughts, but it was the belief and the imagination that you had that could be a reality, which actually propelled it to actually become something that you could see in front of you. So I started reading more about, the works of Neville Goddard, law of attraction, and, the new age thought process. And it gave me a good opportunity to do some introspection, just think about times when maybe I visualized something into my life. Now, I'm going to use one example right now. A couple of years ago, I didn't have a car, but I wanted a car so badly. I wanted a Toyota Aygo. Now, if you know Toyota Aygo is the smallest cars that Toyota make, but I liked it because it was really good fuel efficiency. It was small. I could do errands. I could pick up family members. I can go to long distances and find work elsewhere. It gave me more opportunities for me to be independent. And what happened was I realized that it was a thought. I was like, I would like that car. I would like that car. But then I wanted to see what it was like to actually own this car. And it came to a point where I started going on websites like Auto Trader. And after a while, I was looking at this car in red, this car in blue, this car in white, this car in black, just every colours. I was just looking at it constantly, and I just felt myself just subconsciously eventually just going onto these sites just to look at a car. When I walk down the street, I'll see this car and I'll be like, wow, that's nice, that's good. I can see myself sitting in it. I'll look at pictures of the interior so I can imagine myself sitting in it. And this was years before I knew about the power of manifestation and visualizing your dreams. When it came to the time where I said I was going to get the car, I didn't have the finances, but I promise you, a couple of things happened which enabled me to have the finances in my account. So to the day when I wanted the money in my account, I got unexpected large sums of money in my account and I was able to buy the car. Now that was the most recent example, but it made me realize that if you actually have a vision of what you want and you can see yourself in that vision, the car will be yours. Not even the car, everything will be yours. When you eliminate all fear and you actually see that it is realistic and you give yourself ideas why it is realistic, you'll find that you have this thing at the right time, at the right opportunity. The only problem is we don't really have a say when it happens, but if you keep on seeing yourself having this thing, then it comes in a matter of time. And it's not about materialism. It could be more about having a job, meeting someone you love. It could be about going on an experience. There was one time when I did a visualization experience where I was on a boat. I was on a boat in the middle of the sea, and that ended up happening a few weeks later. And it's about visualizing these techniques. So I'm going to talk about briefly a few techniques which I have used to manifest things into my life. So first thing was I used to work in a pub and I wanted to be an accountant. And I always used to imagine when the accountants come in that I was on the other side of the bar and my accountant version of me was serving my version of me. So when I saw people who reminded me of the person who I wanted to be, I always used to see myself with those people. Now, once you start doing that subconsciously, you start acting like these people, you start talking like these people. So I would say if you want to become a specific kind of person and you're looking at people to see how they act, be careful that these are not people who take advantage of people. These are people are not evil and they're not corrupt. Try to find people who are for the betterment of humankind. That way, if you turn to this person, you will have much more clear sailing. You'll find that your manifestations might come faster than usual, and you prevent the odd chance of you getting in trouble by having that mindset and thinking that it's normalized to get negative outcomes as opposed to positive outcomes. Now, another one is just keep on seeing pictures of the desired thing you want. Now, for me, having that car, it was just constantly seeing myself pictures of that car, and not only pictures of the outside of the car, but pictures of the inside of the car. The car picture of you holding the steering wheel, for example, so it actually feels like you have that car. Once you have that implanted in your mind, you can close your eyes, you could imagine doing the dials, changing the heat, the radio, doing the signals, and you can even imagine people in your car as well. And once you start doing that, it becomes a belief. Sometimes you speak to your friends or your family and you say, "Oh yeah, this car's mine. I got this car a couple of months ago. I'll get this car in a couple of months' time." But the fact of the matter is, the reality of the car starts to get imprinted in your mind, and then it's only a matter of time before the car comes. So use that time to prepare yourself and get some accessories for the car. Act as if you have the car already. Now, the third one I wanted to talk about is something that is quite widespread and quite commonly known, and this is the vision board. Now, if you know about the vision board, straight, I would say, a long story short, this is a board where you can compile different pictures, whether you get it from newspapers, whether you go on Google and print things off. You make a board of your desired reality, something that you look at constantly. Put it somewhere high up in your room, so as soon as you come in, it's one of the first things that you look at, and it gives you a clearer idea of what you would want in the future. Some people put the qualities of their partner on this piece of paper. Some people they have a picture of their house and what they have in this house. Some people have a picture of a car. Some people have themselves with a dream job. Some people even do spider diagrams and even draw pictures of themselves with lots of colors, so it is visually attractive as soon as you come into the room. But having a vision board gives you the imagination if you feel like you have no imagination, and it also keeps your mind into the state of what you want. And the best thing about a vision board, in my opinion, is if you have everything on a board, you know exactly what you want. When you start having doubt and you don't believe that you can have it, then you might not get the manifestation that you want. Adversely, if you don't have a vision board, then you might say, "Oh, I want this," and then your mind might change slightly. But just having everything just fixed on a piece of paper will make sure that you keep your mind dead set on the goal. And from that point, it's only a matter of time before you have what is desired. That has been a new episode of Illuminated DiiSCLAIMER. I've been Sydney, and you have been fantabulous as usual. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe and share to your friends, because this might be of benefit for them, and if it is, then I am even more grateful than I am now. But until the next episode, thank you so much for watching. Take care, and as always, keep on finding new ways to eliminate your own path. Thank you so much.